Thanks, Patrick. Obviously, Matt's got a terrific team. I think ours is pretty good too, but guys just battled. We were able to withstand the foul issues and that and continue to compete. And this guy to my left, obviously, made big plays when we needed them most. So I was really proud of our guys, just the grit. I've said it for those that have followed us all year. This group has an abundance of that and resolve, and that helps them when things aren't quite going well. And it's not always perfect, but they continue to battle and find a way. So just really proud of them and happy that they get rewarded for their efforts.
Questions for Johnny Davis? Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah, Johnny, I think this is the first time you guys had a full team since the Marquette game. I'm just curious, in some ways, did this remind you of the type of ball you guys played early in the year, especially in Vegas, when guys made plays, you and Brad hit shots and won that tournament?
Yes, it definitely does, because we need everybody on the team, whether they haven't played a minute all year or they're playing 40 minutes a game, something like that. Coach tells us that all the time that next man's always got to be ready to step up, and I thought we really brought that mentality into the game tonight.
Johnny, Ethan Morton talked about preventing you from getting to your spot and kind of forcing you to take tough shots. But when you're forced to take contested shots, just how do you kind of stay in that zone and continue to make tough baskets?
Keep shooting them.
Johnny, you were teammates with Jaden on Team USA. A lot of hype about him coming into this season. You were left off that preseason All Big Ten list. Was this game personal to you in any way?
No, not at all. I attack every game the same. It was a big one. Obviously, it's a conference game. We beat them at their place too. But nothing personal between me and Jaden. It's all love.
Johnny, I'm curious to know, was there something in your breakfast this morning that just had you playing as well as you did? 30 points against Houston is a lot, but then 37 tonight. Just what was going through your head throughout the game?
I didn't even eat breakfast this morning, actually. But
You did?
no, I didn't. I was up generally. I just went out and played my game. My teammates did a really good job of getting me the ball in my spots, so credit to them.
Johnny, a lot of games left after this one. I'm sure your coach is going to remind you of that if he hasn't already done so. But what do you think this does for the team and maybe sending a message to the rest of the league about how good this team can be?
I think it shows our team what we're capable of doing. We came in tonight and weren't scared that they're ranked third in the country. We're playing at Mackey Arena. If we just come in, be humble and confident, we can do anything.
Johnny, what means as much to you, the 37 points or the 14 rebounds?
I'd probably say the 14 rebounds. I think I rebounded the big kid from Purdue, Edie. So, yeah, I'd probably say that means a little more because he's like 8 feet tall.
Johnny, after the game, what was the celebration like? What were your teammates saying to you just with how huge of a win this is?
They weren't really saying too much. They were throwing water bottles around our locker room. My jersey's soaked right now and it's cold. But, like I said, I give all the credit to them. Everybody else came out and fought tonight.
And Johnny, I know you said that you have to continue to take contested shots, but again, when Purdue's putting length on you with Ivy and Morton, just how do you continue to find that space to get those shots off?
I would say elevation on my jump shot. With the length, you got to get it off quicker and you got to jump higher. I thought I kind of attacked the rim early, which, kind of made them sag off a little bit, which allowed me to elevate a little bit.
John, you said a minute ago that you guys showed tonight what this team could do. Did you show a lot of people what you could do individually?
Certainly I did. I thought I shot the ball really good tonight, but like I said, I wouldn't have been able to do that without my teammates getting me the ball in the positions to score.
Johnny, you guys shut Jaden Ivey down a lot in the first half. What was kind of the recipe to doing that, even though he did score a bunch in the second half? But the first half, he was really shut down.
He's a great scorer, especially in transition. So the game plan was, everybody sprint back, build a wall, so he's not able to, snake his way into the lane and get to the cup.
One more. Any other questions for John? Questions for Coach Gard?
Guessing you went into this game telling Chris and Steven try and stay out of foul trouble at all costs. How difficult is it to defend Purdue when you guys are losing bodies the way you were, and Tyler too?
Yeah, I thought both those guys did a good job of it's hard to specifically with Edie to guard him without he's so big and they do such a great job of positioning him and everybody around him that it is a tough cover. I'll look through the film and see if they were all. If I have to petition for 6 fouls and change the rule like the NBA, or if they were legit fouls. We needed to play physical. We did. We had a lot of guys that stepped in and maximized their opportunities, and guys filling in for each other. We had everybody together, except for today at shoot-around was the first time in a long time that we've had all 17 there. So it's a team effort, and like I said, it's going to take. It takes all of us. It's taken all of us, and it's going to continue to take all of us. And those two are just an example of doing everything they can to try to minimize the paint the best they can.
Greg, obviously, you guys made some plays down the stretch, but I'm just curious what you thought of the importance of the first half. You guys were 1 of 8, you were down only 8-2, and then you settled in, got paints in the point, and had a halftime lead. And you've been down at this place, at halftime at this place before. You know how tough it is to come.
Yeah, I thought it was important just to control the snowballing that could take place. And to be honest with you, Jeff, the play that Chucky made at the end of the half when he got the steal and dove on it, was able to flip it to Johnny for the dunk. That was big because the place was they had made some plays, knocked down some shots, and the place was starting to get louder and louder. And I think that was a good answer there at the end of the half. It kind of got it back to. It was good for us to go in with a little bit of confidence going into the locker room.
Speaking of those second chance opportunities, the steals, the offensive rebounds, how important were those in getting the win tonight?
Well, it's important from an offensive rebound standpoint. Yeah, it gives us extra possessions. I think we got a 3, at least 1 off of them. Brad's 3 that we took the lead on, I think was an offensive rebound. So those were important. I thought we, for the most part, even though they got 13, we were able to minimize their ability to get rebounds, and they do a great job of kicking them out to shooters and double. They get the rebound and they get 3 out of it. So, I thought we did a decent job. We can always be better. We'll find things on film that we need to improve upon.
As much confidence as you had in Johnny coming into this season, has he surprised you at all in what he's been able to do?
Well, I mean, I've always said his number one trait is his competitiveness and his willingness to lay it all on the line for his team. We heard him several times mention his teammates, and that's really what he's always been about. He's gotten bigger, stronger, more explosive. Obviously, physically, he's gotten better. The USA thing that he did with Caleb and with Jaden was big for him in terms of being in that atmosphere and getting that experience. But he's also, he's improved. He's gotten a lot better over the last year. He's worked at it. He's a great listener. He's very coachable. So when you put all those things together, then you have a pretty special player.
Coach, you've taken some really good teams into this environment and seen them shrink in that crowd. What's different about this group, even though they're so young? And you guys get down 7 in the second half, the foul trouble, you're 6 of 24 from 3-point range. Just what's different about this group that they've been able to hang on, and then some of the games in Vegas you had too, Indiana.
They don't flinch. I mean, they don't flinch. They continue to battle. They don't get rattled. I think it starts with guard play. We got a really good freshman in Chucky. Lauren that's working his way back from being out for a little bit. I thought those two guys had a maturity level beyond a freshman. I've watched a lot of freshmen come in here and get wide-eyed, as Purdue's teams can do to you. But you combine that with Brad, and then you have Johnny. So we have some maturity and some experience combined just with some resolve. And they don't, like I said, they don't get rattled. Just stay the course, stick to what we do, and go on to the next possession.
Great. You've been asked about defending those big guys, but what about your defense overall? Purdue's been hitting from 3, hitting from everywhere. Did you think your defense was solid, especially early to keep in the game?
Yeah, I thought there was very few mistakes we made in terms of chasing Stevanovic, Newman, Ivy. There were very few mistakes in terms of screens, as I'll break the film down. Obviously, their ability to play inside the 2 bigs puts a lot of pressure on you, and you have to sometimes you have to pick your poison in terms of what do you want to. They're going to get something. So you just try to be as efficient and make each possession as tough as possible, and then obviously try to make sure they don't get a second shot. That's another challenge as well with them.
Greg, one player that benefited from your foul trouble through more opportunities was Carter Gilmore. Just what did you see from him today, and just what have you seen from him like up until this point?
Well, I mean, we've gone through the last 10 days or so, and he's one of the guys that's been available to me, so he's had to play and had to prepare for this. So, you know, he's a guy that just understands what we're about. It's nothing flashy, but he's just solid. He understands what we're doing, plays hard, good teammate. So, you know, we needed a lot of bodies, but as we had to rotate through the foul difficulties.
Last question, you back.
Hey, Greg. Brad Davidson still can play, still as good as ever. Hit 2 big threes, clinched your free throws, basically the game. Talk a little bit about how important, because we talked in Big Ten media days about you were going to put him in some different roles, put some other people out there to shoot, play some basketball. But when it came down to the crunch, it was Brad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad he's on my team, you know, because he's a gamer. When the stuff's on the line, he wants the ball. I kept asking him during some of those dead balls and timeouts, what do you want to run? And, you know, we were looking at, you know, what we were going to set up for him. We were going to set something up for Johnny. So he's a coach on the floor. He's as, talk about the competitiveness and the grit and the resolve. He's as competitive and as gritty and as tough as anybody I've ever coached. And he happens to be a good basketball player too. So like I said, I'm glad he's on our team.